G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. Today I'm just having a quick chat about my Arch Linux journey. I've had this installed for 3 months. I'm not going to give it a review because I don't know whether you can really give Arch any sort of review, to be honest, because you can install it many different ways. For me, I installed Arch with the eznix Easy Archer. I think it's changed a little bit since I did it 3 months ago, but it's still up there. Latest update was the 16th of the 9th, 16th of September. So if I might leave a link to that just in case you want to have a look at it. And I've got a video of when I installed it, I'm pretty sure. So I'll have a look for that and maybe put a link for that as well. So I've been using this for 3 months. It's running the Cinnamon desktop, and this this menu here is the Cinnamenu. I've been running with that for quite a while. That seems to be not too bad. The only thing is that when you've got your mouse in that area and you do a search for something, let's have a look, like that. Now Firefox. Now, it won't select Firefox. The mouse will be selecting what it's hovering over, so you really got to leave your mouse to the side there. If I have any sort of criticism about that menu, otherwise it's quite a good menu. I've got my favourite apps here and all that. Favourite apps, recent files and so forth. And, you know, it's got running the Nemo and all that. So this has been running pretty well. Have had my issues. The updates have gone through okay. They seem to have been working all right and pretty good. And the updates probably work too well because all the applications and everything updated. And one of the ones, if you watch my channel long enough, you'll know that this has been one of the sticking points for me is Blender. However, 2.9 is working really well. So I'm really happy with that. So it might be to the point where I was going to make a video of Blender quite a long time ago, and the progress of Blender and the updates have been coming through quite fast. So things have changed, and you know, with the updates of Arch Linux, things weren't working properly. You know, I was having a few difficulties here and there, not just with Blender, but it was with something else as well. I cannot remember what that was. And I've had a few issues sometimes with Zoom as well. They're just little niggly issues. Things seem to work, but they can be sort of bothersome at times. It's always updated. It's always booted. So I've never had any issues there booting after updates. So it's all been good in that respect. But at the end of the day, I'm chasing a lot of issues on Arch Linux. If I was using this and just doing YouTube and my email and things like that, then it probably wouldn't be a problem because some of those updates that have affected me probably wouldn't affect me if I was just an average user, just looking at just doing your average things on the computer. But yeah, VirtualBox was the other one that I had problems with. That was a fairly easy fix in the end, but still, it took me quite a few hours to chase that up. And then, yeah, Blender's my other one. And I got the Blender flat pack there I was using for a little while till this Blender sorted out. I was using Blender to the point where I couldn't even undo any issues. So I had to keep saving and saving. And if I did something that I didn't like and I wanted to undo, I had to close it without saving. So that is quite a difficult process of video editing when you're doing it that way. But I'm glad I've got the undo steps back. So in this Cinnamon build on Arch Linux, I installed the Mint formatter and writer, Mint Stick I think it's called, installed Redshift and quite a few others, menu editor to edit some menus, disks as well. So everything, the thing is, I can't remember what came with eznix install now, to be honest, but these are the things I'm running. I've got ice in there as well. It's quite a neat little application, that one. Telegram, well, Telegram I don't use much because I normally use it on the phone. I probably should use it more on the computer, to be honest. And I've got Library. I haven't really been opening Library much either, I must say, so I should really keep tabs on that as well. So I've got the full LibreOffice suite there. I don't know whether that's updated to 7 or not. I haven't checked that. So these are the things I won't be able to do. Oh, it's up to 7 now. See, so, you know, you do get these applications right up to date on Arch. So that is sometimes a big bonus and sometimes a big negative as well. It's best in the world. It's a what do you call it? It's a double-edged sword, I think you would call it. It can be bittersweet more than anything. That's the problem. But yeah, I'm up to 7 on LibreOffice, which is nice. So if I'm going to use that in a long-term support, then more than likely I'm going to have to use a Flatpak to get that. I've got no problem with that because I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at where are we? So I've been looking at Pop! OS. Pop! OS has Flatpaks but no snaps. Now, I'm not against snaps. I've used snaps before, they're okay. I just find that Flatpaks have a bit more flexibility. Now, I've been using bind mounts. Now, in this setup here, I have bind mounts. Now, the problem with bind mounts is if you want to delete something, you cannot. So if I wanted to delete that, for example, or actually move it to trash, I cannot move to trash. Now, this is one of the problems with the bind mounts. Now, I can move it to public, and then I can move it to trash from public, which is what I've done with these ones. I haven't actually moved them yet, but that's one of the problems. So I might have to go back to using Symlinks again. And Flatpaks, I think, work with Symlinks, I'm pretty sure. But if it doesn't, I'll probably soon find out. But that's what I want to do. Use Symlinks and use Pop! OS with Flatpaks. I find snaps a little bit more contained and they have a problem with reading Symlinks. So that is an issue for me. So that's the reason why it's no good me putting snaps on a system if I really don't want to use them because it doesn't suit my use case. So that's why I've probably made a decision to use Pop! OS. Now, I've been looking at also Ubuntu Budgie 20.04.1. That looks pretty good as well. So Ubuntu Budgie and Pop! OS. Budgie's got all these. It's got this thing here. Can't remember what you call it, where you can choose. I think it's hot corners. That's what it's called. Hot corners, and you can choose to do all different sorts of things with that. So I quite like that as well. And they've got the window tiling, which is the window shuffler. So they got some good stuff happening in Budgie as well. So I may even, what I might do is I might actually put Budgie on on my laptop. This is going to be on my main system, Pop! OS. So I might try Budgie on a laptop that I use quite often. I've got one that's sharing Peppermint and Windows. Windows is stuck in the boot loop. That's a bit of an issue. So I don't think I need that Windows anymore anyway. I don't know whether I'll install the latest Windows, but it's got Peppermint on there. Now, Peppermint's in a bit of limbo at the moment with what's happening moving forward in the newest one. That Peppermint's been on there for a few years now, and I've updated it to the latest ones every time. So I'm interested to see what's happening with Peppermint. Haven't heard much about it recently. Hopefully there's things happening in the background. So I might even try Ubuntu Budgie on one of my laptops that I use permanent. I might even get rid of Windows and maybe dual boot Budgie and Peppermint, probably. That sounds like a good idea. So I'm not sure yet, but definitely I've made a decision on Pop, and they're my reasons, is because the flexibility of Flatpaks is the main reason. So I don't really need snaps at the end of the day. And the only Flatpak I really need to be honest, would probably be Cherry Tree, I think. But that's normally in the repos anyway, or you can download the .deb. So that really doesn't matter anyway. So I don't think I need Flatpaks for anything. Oh, yes, I do. I need it for Blender because I definitely want to use Blender 2.9. I don't want to use anything else but the 2.9. That thing's been running well. I'll use the Flatpak for Blender 2.9, definitely. That's got to be a must for me. So that is one of the reasons why as well. I'm running it on another desktop, Pop! OS, but I haven't run it on this system, so I'm hoping it's probably a bit faster on this system. Pop! OS, I think it is, and they've got the window tiling as well, so that's always a bonus as well with the window tiling for Pop! OS. And I might even write down on a sheet of paper all the shortcuts and see if I can somehow get used to that. So there's a couple of good distros here. Budgie's a really good one. I like Budgie. I've been following that for a while, but Pop! OS is the one I've decided to download in this case. The other reason for Budgie is it's got the snaps, and I don't really need snaps installed. I don't see the point if I'm not going to use them. I'll probably have a use case for them one day. Maybe in the future when they do a little bit more with snaps, they may be able to get around the folder reading issues that I've had in the past. But that's my Arch Linux journey, and I thought it was the reason I did this was to help was to just test out eznix EasyArch script. I did it first of all in a VirtualBox. It worked well, so I wanted to do it on real hardware NVMe to make sure that worked well for him as well. And it installed without a hiccup. It was great. Did a great job, and it's really good to be able to run something for a few months to really get to know what a distro is like, or Arch Linux in this case. So sometimes you have a habit of putting it on for a few weeks and gone, or a couple of weeks or a week gone, and you try something else. But it's not until you try something for a long period of time, get to know the pros and cons of the distro itself, whether you can live with them or whether you cannot live with them. In this case, I really can't live with the fact that I've got to be chasing up issues all the time. That's what it comes down to. So that is my Arch Linux journey and my reasons for choosing Pop! OS. And I will be having a install of Pop! OS coming up soon. On my main system. I always like to make a video about that, even if it's just the install itself, so I can remember at what point that I did install it on my system, and I then have a video up on YouTube, and I can always go back there and look at the date, so I know exactly roughly how long I've been running that distro for. It's always good to have that information. Anyway, that's my Arch Linux journey. Hope you found this information interesting and informative. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.